Looks like we are live! Hey everyone, Demeech here, and I am joined by T&D to wish you a very happy new year. This is the first stream of 2021, and what more fitting of a game to play than a little game that's celebrating its 40th anniversary. Wow.
Donkey Kong. Yeah, it's... Man, I still don't have the arcade archives version, though.
I mean, to be fair, it's a little bit pricey, but I've been begging for Nintendo to re-release the arcade games for so long, and I know it sucks we don't have a virtual console, but this is pretty cool. So let's read some comments before getting into Donkey Kong. Hello, Luigi Elite. Hello Mario Master. Hello, Mr. Apple. Koopa Gaming. Sega on the Pikachu fan. ACH. Great J. Great Junior Great Man. And Toad. Hype. Me the Donkey Kong episode. Toads! You're not bugging me with the Twitter DMs. It's just, I'm just not used to Discord yet. I'm definitely looking into it because the test server you have is working really well. I'm getting notifications every time. So that's really good. And we'll get to work on it. It's just I've been busy with other projects. After this, I'm going to record some audio for a collab between Reese and I. Then I got to work on our Donkey Kong discussion we recently had with special guest. Tell you guys tomorrow. It's going to be a surprise until then. And just overall, I've been a little busy with projects, but the Discord server definitely is coming. And don't think you're bothering me about it, because you're definitely not. Happy New Year. Thank God 2020 is over. Okay, now I want some input on what Donkey Kong version I should play. Should I play the original one, which is the Japanese re-release in 1981, or should I play the international? Now the difference is the early version has, you start off at 25 meter, then you go to the cement factory, then the jumping stage, also known as the Donkey Kong stage in Smash Bros., and then you go to the rivet stage. In the international one, you go to from the stage 1, 25 meter, to the rivet stage, 25 meter, then the jumping place. I don't know what to call it. It's like, what is that stage called? 75 meter, we'll just call it that. And then we'll do the rivets. And then it goes like, it's a little bit weird, because when I first played Donkey Kong at the arcade, I was really just shocked that I couldn't get to the Pie Factory. It'd go from 25 meter all the way to 100 meter. But, you know, I found that out later on.
I can't believe they have all these different versions. I mean, I'm just so not used to Nintendo, like, doing all of this. I know Hamster made this, but Nintendo approved this. Like, they have, I want to say, all the different arcade versions of Donkey Kong. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they got everything. In fact, if we wanted to, we could make this a Donkey Kong mega stream where we'd play Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Jr., and Donkey Kong 3.
Of course, the worst one.
You just used emojis, Ketchup. So, I guess everyone's saying we should do the early version, the original mode. It's not like a beta or anything like that, but... You know, you were saying the presentation's good on this, but to be honest with you, they really could have done a lot more. Like with Namco Museum, they have the borders and stuff. So yeah, we'll get into Donkey Kong. Now, I'm actually pretty good at Donkey Kong. I can't believe it, but I actually am.
Toad said to play Donkey Kong Jr. Math, and I agree.
If that was on Switch Online, I'd definitely play it.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Speaking of Donkey Kong, I was actually revisiting the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series today. I played the original, I played Donkey Kong 94, which was, the inspiration for the original game. And then I played Mario vs. Donkey Kong Minis March Again for my DSi, and surprisingly it was really, really good. I'm not sure which style I prefer, to be honest.
I could tell you exactly.
Yeah.
So I grew up playing the mini games, and I also grew up playing Donkey Kong 94 because I got my Game Boy at a flea market back in 2011. God, that was almost 10 years ago. But I prefer the Donkey Kong 94 style gameplay because it's really just an extension of what I'm playing now, and I love it so much. I'd say Donkey Kong 94 is the best Game Boy game. In fact, if that game was released today, obviously with better graphics, I think that easily fit in with modern games because a lot of the time, the 8-bit games don't really age all that well, but Donkey Kong 94 is a masterpiece, and if you really want to get even better, there's Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the GBA, which is an underrated masterpiece.
Oh, yeah. that's what I was playing today. I know a lot of people don't like the minis gameplay just because it kind of stole the spotlight from the original gameplay, but honestly, it's just as good, if not, it's a little, it's more different, like it's a puzzle-based game, but I was explaining to you, if they wanted to merge the two, what they should do is, like, have the main gameplay be, like, Donkey Kong 94 gameplay, and then, one of the last levels before you get them to the boss in Mario vs. Donkey Kong are the mini Mario levels where you have to put them in a box. Instead of that, have that be the mini Mario gameplay from the later sequels. That way you have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I think just because of how many mini... Oh, crap! Man, there's a reason why this game is known as It's Hard as Donkey Kong. So let's read some more comments before I scream. Okay. Yeah, I heard Netflix was leaving the Wii U and 3DS, but to be honest with you, who was watching Netflix on their 3DS to begin with? I mean, I tried, but my mom wouldn't let me.
I tried. It was kind of bad. You know what's funny? Switch still doesn't have, like, streaming apps besides YouTube.
They have Hulu, but...
I mean, hopefully this is the year we get, like, different streaming apps for Switch.
Yeah, I hope we get the streaming apps because it's something a lot of people want, but to be fair with you, I think most people have a smart TV with Netflix built in. It's just like...
Yeah.
It's not really necessary, but I definitely see the demand.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I hope maybe HBO Max comes, just because my TV doesn't support HBO Max, because I think Warner Brothers signed an exclusive deal with Samsung for their devices for a while, so it's not coming to any LG TVs or Sony TVs anytime soon, unless you have like a Google Chromecast. So I'm kind of out of luck if I want to see like a Miyazaki film or like old school Cartoon Network shows, you know?
I'd say get a Roku where you can install apps, because Roku is far better than Chromecast, but I saw some comment saying, I'm looking to stream, what should I stream? If you have a lot of viewers, Mario Kart is really fun to stream, although I'm really sick of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I really wanted to stream Crash Team Racing. I should have done that because a trial... Oh crap, it ends today. So...
Yeah, no. But we have the game.
Yeah,
so.
We do. That game is so good. It's even better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I do think that it will... I do think that it'll eventually be outclassed by Mario Kart 9. So... Let's see. Hey Demeech, I'm back. Hey Reggie, what's up? Have you ever said what you think the best Nintendo console is? Oh, without a contest, no doubt about it, guaranteed, the Virtual Boy. Who doesn't love playing Tellero Boxer and Nest? I'm kidding. Although, Wario Land on the Virtual Boy is a masterpiece. So, I'm gonna say what my favorite Nintendo console is. I'm not sure if you'll agree with me or not, but the Wii is the best Nintendo console. It has everything you could ever want from a Nintendo console. It has backwards compatibility, legacy content, well, at least it used to before the shop closed down, but you could homebrew it, so you can get it there. And it had a selection of diverse IPs, like you had almost every Nintendo game you could ever want minus Star Fox and F-Zero on one system. You got freaking WarioWare, a ton of Mario sports games. You got Mario Kart Wii, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, the Zelda games. Even stuff like Fortune Street was really cool, and Donkey Kong Country Returns, another classic.
Yeah.
Now this part is really difficult, right here.
I'm gonna say the DS is better than the Wii, just because it had such a larger library and such a different and wide variety of games. I feel like the reason I choose DS over Wii is because, let's be honest, the Wii was had a lot of shovelware in the Wii shop. I mean, it doesn't detract from the experience I had from it, but I just feel like there were so many cool games on the DS. Like, I was just talking to you the other day about Mario Hoops 3-on-3, which is like this really cool Square Enix Mario basketball game that came out. And it's just so cool. Like, they never did anything like it again. I mean,
Mario Sports Mix.
Mario Sports Mix, but it wasn't quite the same. But,
I mean,
yeah, I think the DS, either the DS or the Super Nintendo for me. The Wii is up there too, though.
First of all, when you mentioned shovelware, I think you had a little too much of a dose of Scott the Woz.
Well, I never watched this video, but
Of course there was.
I think there was way too much shovelware on the Wii.
You know the
if we're
reason
being
why?
honest.
Because that was the most popular thing at the time. It wasn't like nowadays where we have mobile games, where all the shovelware goes. It's different this time
Oh
around.
yeah. Bless you. No, but I'm not. Look, I think the Wii had a lot of great games, but I also saw myself playing my DS way more than my Wii usually. Like I remember playing Kirby Superstar Ultra. That's still the best Kirby game ever made. I know you said Robobot is. I have yet to play it, but Superstar Ultra, I just went back to it. God, it's still one of the best Kirby games. Really, like Sakurai is unmatched. But yeah, I mean the DS had so many great games. Scribblenauts, Super Scribblenauts, you know.
Yeah.
Brought to life.
DS had a lot of great games. I would say that's my second favorite Nintendo console. Man, this game is hard. Just, it's stupid mistakes like that. But yeah, DS is more convenient. I saw some things about the Switch. Switch could have easily been the best console because it's a console handheld hybrid. There's no sacrifices because it's a console on the go. But Nintendo just doesn't take advantage of it. They don't do much with it.
I mean, I disagree with that. I just think their business practices as of lately have been pretty minuscule, and their first-party outings have not been as up to par as they usually are. I will say, though, the Switch as a concept and as a console so far, it works for me. The Joy-Cons are kind of finicky. I hope this year, you know, when we get the inevitable Switch Pro, they fix all the issues that the original Switch has, because I think the Switch is here to stay. Like, the concept of a hybrid console is here to stay. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think they hit a gold mine.
Yeah, the thing I was going to say is that I don't think you understood what I said, because in theory the Switch is great. Great concept, poor execution. It would be great if it had the output of the Wii, a virtual console, and all that, but no, it's just you have a weak first-party lineup, too many Wii U ports, and the ports, Ketchup said we don't need Wii U ports. I think Wii U ports are fine, as long as they're not priced at $60, and don't, like, they're not treated as new games. Like, Nintendo treated Pikmin 3 Deluxe as a new game for the longest. Like, my god, that game is 7 years old. It's gonna be 8 this year. And it's just
I
like...
mean, we're practically done with Wii U ports. I think 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is probably the last one, and it does look like it's going to be a cool port.
Yeah, there are the exceptions. I would say the main exceptions are, you know, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with the new battle mode, even though I'm very tired of that game. I think the Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition is a pretty good upgrade. And along with that, I would say that, you know, if 3D World delivers, I would say that too, but we just need to know more. So I'm going to play some more rounds of Donkey Kong, answer a few more questions. And what people don't understand with the Wii U is that when people defend the Switch saying, oh, not a lot of people got to play these games, these are new games for them. Not really, because the Wii U sold 13 million units, which is minuscule, but you only usually have one type of home console per home. If you have a family, of course, you're going to have like one Wii or one, like, Wii U. It's not usual where people have two of them, like the Switch, or where it's a handheld. So, people have played Mario Kart 8 before a lot, and this isn't a new game for a lot of people. It is for some, but don't ignore the people who've been with Nintendo during those hard times. I do think we will get Mario Kart 9, though, if the Switch Pro comes out. I mean, they've been doing a lot of stuff with Mario Kart, but...
And I was gonna say, regarding that, They did that update like years later, including Breath of the Wild Link in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then they were like, "Oh, stay tuned for more updates to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe." And I think the only thing they had with that was the Labo thing, and that was it. Yeah. So unless that was like the big surprise there, I think they started doing like new DLC stuff, and they were like, you know what? Let's just make a brand new Mario Kart. So if Mario Kart 9 comes out, it has to be next year. I can't see
this year?
coming out and This year. Jeez, I keep forgetting this 2021. But
Oh, I can't forget.
yeah, I mean, I really hope so because I am so sick of seeing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
I'm tired of Mario Kart 8.
Honest,
Tired of Deluxe.
honest to everything. If Mario Kart 9 comes out and it's like Mario Kart Ultimate with like new stuff, I'm just gonna sell Mario Kart 8. I'm being honest right now, because like I never want to see the game again if I get what I want from Mario Kart 9.
I mean, to be fair, as much crap as this game gets, Mario Kart Tour in a few ways is kind of like that. I mean, the only characters we're missing now, I believe, are Paratroopa, Petey Piranha, the Wiggler, Honey Queen, and Rob, and the Namco characters. So the roster is almost there. I mean, Donkey Kong Jr. came back. I mean, they had to sign a contract where he'd only come back in pixel form, but you get what I mean. Oh crap!
Well, I mean,
time's running out.
If we go by the logic of the DK family tree, technically DK Jr. is the current Donkey Kong's father, who I think is rumored to be deceased or something. So technically he can't really come back.
Now, what do you think's more complicated? The Zelda timeline or the Donkey Kong family tree?
I think the Zelda timeline, just because like I feel like people who overcomplicate it just want Donkey Kong Jr. back in the limelight, and I understand, but like that's not what they want anymore. I think what would have made it easier is if they just said Cranky Kong is the current DK's father, and we're playing as Donkey Kong Jr. in the new games.
Yeah, I think that's what the story was, but Cranky Kong's a grandfather, I think. Also with the Donkey Kong family tree.
Yeah.
So, the way I can decipher this is, I believe Cranky Kong is Donkey Kong's grandfather, then Diddy Kong, is he Donkey Kong's nephew or Donkey Kong's friend?
His nephew. And,
it's his nephew?
Friend, but I don't know if they retconned the nephew thing.
I don't know if they did either, but then the family tree starts with Diddy Kong, where Diddy Kong, I think, is, like, it really starts with Dixie Kong. So, Diddy Kong and Dixie, boyfriend and girlfriend. Dixie Kong, I think Chunky's her cousin.
Chunky and Kitty are her, no. Yeah, Chunky and Kitty are her cousins.
And Kitty Kong is Chunky's younger brother. Then we have Tiny Kong, who I think is also Dixie's cousin.
No, Tiny Kong, I think, is Dixie's younger sister.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And then you got the weird Kongs, like Lanky Kong, Swanky Kong, Manky Kong, and Funky Kong, who are just kind of there. I think Funky Kong's Donkey Kong's best friend.
I think Lanky Kong is, like, from what I remember, like a really distant cousin, which I find hilarious. And then there's rumors that Swanky Kong is, like, Donkey Kong, the current Donkey Kong's brother, or something related to
I don't think that. I think
similar.
No, if Swanky Kong was a brother, Swanky Kong would be the kind of brother who makes it big at a company or something, or creates his own company, and he's like, I'm out of this family. See you later. I'm like Swanky Kong. Heh.
Probably, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then Wrinkly Kong, she's dead.
But her ghost appears in games. Oh, and then Candy Kong's Donkey Kong's girlfriend.
Oh, Candy Kong, yeah.
I wish they used more of the Kongs. The only problem I have with the newer Donkey Kong games is that they don't use the Kongs enough.
They don't use the characters at their disposal. Last time we saw the whole cast, to be honest, besides the Animal Buddies, was Barrel Blast for the Wii. Like, everybody together.
Yeah. I haven't played Barrel Blast.
Which is sad. I haven't played Barrel Blast either, but the gameplay I've seen, it looks pretty mediocre. Yeah.
I'm actually doing pretty good here.
It doesn't make sense for DK and Diddy to be related because they're gorillas and monkeys. I mean, it's fiction, you know. I could sustain disbelief a little bit.
Maybe. And I think Lanky Kong's an orangutan.
Yes, he is. I mean, I just don't think about it too much. I'd say just keep the rule of cool and just say, okay, yeah, they're all related. I'm not gonna put logic into this because it's a cartoon, gorilla.
Someone said Tokyo 2020 is pretty good. I'm guessing you're referring to Mario and Sonic. It's decent.
It's alright.
I'd say
yeah.
I'd say London 2012 was better. On the
I just
Wii.
think the Olympic Games, the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games stuff are just kind of
a relic of the past.
You know those party games, those shovelware party games you can buy like in the eShop and stuff like that? It feels like that, but like on a premium level. And I hate to say that, but it just, I don't know, it's just a collection of mini games.
I mean, it's a fun
Really?
party game to play, and I think you can play it online, so we might try to do that sometimes. But
Yeah, we could play it.
I liked it. I only played the
Yeah,
2008
it's
Olympics on
fine.
DS. That's one I've yet to play.
The original, I have the original Winter Olympics. I don't have the original Olympic Games.
Let's see this comment. Alright, two of
Have
them.
you heard the mini leak about Bowser's Fury? What do you mean?
No, I heard... I don't know about some... Oh, it wasn't a leak, right? They just said more information's coming soon.
That's what you sent me, but I saw earlier today that there was like a fake Nintendo leak. You know those
Yeah.
paper leaks? Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, J to the P Moreno.
Now, I saw two comments. Yes, I'd like the Banjo games to be ported to the Switch, although I think it'd be better if they remade them, or better yet, made a new game, Banjo 3. And another one, Switch, good concept, bad execution. Took the words right out of Josh's mouth. I'm assuming you're referring to Josh from the BitBlock, and although he's something else, he does make good points. He makes really good points. I'd say that in the Nintendo community, he always gave the most honest reviews, but the problem is people didn't take him seriously because he presented himself in a way where it just seemed like immature. I mean, it's funny. It's really funny to watch, especially with the Mario Party rant he did. But if they're looking for reviews and stuff, it's hard to take Josh seriously sometimes where he says things, yeah, origami. I mean, he's right, though. He's absolutely right. I mean, we begged for a Paper Mario.
I just wish he could like elaborate on his ideas a little more professionally, because like you said, it does come off a little immature.
No.
But he does make really good points.
Now, what I noticed with Josh is that he quit YouTube, or his BitBlock channel, because he's no longer a fan of Nintendo, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to feel that way. Because it seems like Josh is the one who catches on to this stuff really early on, and then everyone says, nah, this is a joke, nah, he's just being silly. But no, it turns out to be true a lot of the times, like especially with Nintendo in 2020, that was not a good year for them. I mean, it wasn't a good year to begin with, but it's just so much anti-consumer BS that year. Hopefully this year will be better. They're out of Wii U ports, so they can't really do anything with those anymore.
Well, I mean, we got one more left, but this one looks like it's gonna be good. We got some anniversaries this year. Hopefully we get a 2D Metroid game. Hopefully we get some Zelda stuff, and just like what we're playing, hopefully we get some Donkey Kong stuff. Please, maybe a new Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Hopefully a Donkey Kong Country 3.
Someone said Nintendo hardware breaks like easy. Yeah, it does break nowadays, but back then it didn't. Oh.
It used to be sturdy.
Yeah, I have consoles from years ago that still work. And then the Switch. Oh, speck of dust, I'm gone. They couldn't really do Nintendo Land. They'd have to just make a sequel.
My DS Lite worked until like maybe this year. Like the bottom screen is now ruined, but that's like, I'd say that's a good 14 years, and it's a DS Lite, and it still works pretty well besides the bottom screen.
Speaking of the DS, did anyone actually have the fat original DS? Because I've never seen anyone use that.
Oh, my friend a long time ago had that, and I had no idea what it was. I'm like, that's a DS? And they were like, I got an original DS. I'm like, it looks like, excuse my language, it looks like crap.
You can say crap. Crap, damn, and hell are the approved words on the Demeech stream. Anything beyond that is not allowed.
Just making sure. But yeah, it didn't look like appealing. So I'm hoping like that's what the Switch Pro is like. Like the regular Switch is like the original DS. DS Lite is like the Switch Pro. Like it looks sleek, it looks cool, has a lot of major improvements.
Dude, hold up.
That's what I'm hoping.
Hold up just 1 second, because Soshi the Yoshi said he made some art of me on DeviantArt with Funky Kong. After this stream, I'm gonna definitely check it out, and I'll make a community post for you. Anytime you make fan art, I go, awesome. I love that. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. It's just, when you're playing Donkey Kong, you have to be, like, you have to immerse yourself in the game. You have to be... No, it's like be the crane, but be the jump man.
J to the P Moreno actually said, you think a DK40 Battle Royale would work? I think something they could totally do.
Yeah, they
Mario
could.
35.
But it's just, will they celebrate Donkey Kong? Because it seems that when it comes to Mario, they only celebrate Super Mario Brothers 1.
Is like, how are you gonna do a Zelda 35? You know, it's not like Mario or like Donkey Kong where it's kind of like not arcadey, but like kind of a straightforward game. Zelda's a little bit more open, so I think they would probably do the Battle Royale thing with Donkey Kong.
Okay, I'm almost making it. I'm gonna try and make it. I'm gonna try.
Yellow Shoot says, how do you think Mario 3D World on the Wii U compares to other Mario games? I think this is a good talking point. You and I, we've had this debate
for years.
Kind of years now. I think we're on the same. Yeah, I think we're on the same point nowadays. But do you want to go first?
Yeah, but before we do that, the picture is called "Keep Calm and Dada On." Really nice title there. So, I was always on Team I love 3D World, and Team T&D was I don't like 3D World, but I respect what it is. So I got 3D World for Christmas back in 2013, and I love that game. I really loved it. I love the creativity in it. It might not have been the open world 3D Mario that we all wanted, but it had some really creative stuff. It wasn't a case like Sticker Star where it wasn't what we wanted and the game was just pure garbage. No, 3D World was amazing. I love that game. You were a little bit different, though, about it.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I just felt like the whole time when I was playing it, I was like, this should have been a 2D Mario game. This should have been a 2D Mario game. This should have been a 2D Mario game. And I think it annoyed me more just because New Super Mario Bros. U came out, and it was really bland. And I was like, why can't they have this much creativity with a new 2D Mario game? And I was also, you know, I didn't like 3D Land that much. I thought it was kind of bland and too easy. So I was ready for something a little bit more open. Over the years, though, I've learned to accept its creativity and its level design. I love the cat suit. Such a great power-up. One of the best, I think. And, yeah, I just, you know... Oh, snap. Okay,
dude,
wait. Before I continue my story, you got a donation.
The guy in the office said, you deserve my support. Also, World is my favorite. Thank you so much, the guy in the office. Really appreciate the donation. Thank you for joining the stream as always and supporting the channel. And thank you so much. I am going to get a Mountain Dew with that. Hopefully it doesn't go all over my room this time.
In the meantime, I'll wrap up my story and I'll answer some more questions. But yeah, basically, at the end of the day, I think 3D World is great. It's not my ideal Mario game, but I'm hoping maybe they, you know, fix the characters' speeds in comparison to the Wii U original.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. Here's what I think. I think that it'll just use the analog controls because there's no need for a D-pad anymore. Because the reason they use the 8-way is because for multiplayer. But I think it'll be different this time. We got 53,000 points. Not bad. 53,700. So I'm gonna answer a few more questions. Maybe play more Donkey Kong. But I'm also thinking about playing either Donkey Kong Jr. or Donkey Kong 3. Although I'm gonna have to ask you guys. Would you like to see more Donkey Kong? Or would you like to see Donkey Kong Jr. or Donkey Kong 3? Let's read some more comments. I'm not sure what the name of the server will be, but we're testing it out. Are you using an emulator? Yes, I am. I'm playing it on Arcade Archive Switch, but the difference is between Billy Mitchell and me is I'll admit I'm using an emulator.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo, it's Nintendo approved. You know, they won't tell you that it's an emulator, but it is. But, yeah. Oh, man, I keep thinking about that Donkey Kong 40th Battle Royale idea. That's such a cool idea.
So let's see. Demeech 1, Billy 0. No,
there we go.
If you guys remember Regular Show, remember the episode where Mordecai and Rigby were in an arcade contest and they had to go against GBF? Garrett Bobby giant bearded face. And Billy Mitchell tried to sue him for that. He's got an ego that only compares to Kanye West.
I think we should do Donkey Kong 3 because it seems like a lot of people here either don't get it or aren't super familiar with it.
Yeah, I think Donkey Kong 3 would be really interesting to do. So, Donkey Kong 3 it is. Let me answer one more question. When Arcade Archives was announced, I kept on hoping for Arcade Archives Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix. Me too! Really, if you play those arcade games, you'll realize how great they are. Play Wario's Woods next. How do you get negative points? I'm not sure how you get negative points. Oh, we're talking about Billy Mitchell?
Oh yeah, no, I think he's referencing Regular Show.
Oh. So let's see, we're gonna go to the home menu. We'll get to see some of Demeech's games. So let's see what I've been playing recently. I've been playing Arcade Archives Donkey Kong, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, great game. In fact, I think that you need to get the game, TND, because we could play this on stream.
Yeah, I'm getting the game very soon. I will say that.
Let's see. Man,
I've always wanted to play the Luigi's Mansion arcade game. It's pretty cool. I played it once at a Dave & Buster's. It's pretty interesting. It has like an HD rumble on like the actual Poltergust. It's cool. It's like an on-rails shooter type of game, but instead of shooting, you're sucking up ghosts.
Yeah, the Dave & Buster's Luigi's Mansion is really cool. In fact, you can play it on Techno Parrot, same way you can play Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix Deluxe on your computer, which is what I've been doing. I might do a tutorial, but it was an absolute nightmare to set up. It's not easy like it was with Arcade GP on the Wii.
Right. So, what's the differences between the different versions of Donkey Kong 3? Because you're the Donkey Kong 3 aficionado.
Let's see, I think it just goes down to the title screen. Yep.
Okay.
So I think we'll just do the English one. So if you haven't... Alright, let's see. Hi, bye. See ya, Coleman. Great for joining the stream. Yeah, GPVR is the one I haven't played. I mean, I would love to play it, but I'd have to go somewhere that had it, and with this whole garbage going on with the virus, not easy to do. Yes, I know that piracy is not a party, Toad. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a tutorial. It's just I really have to give you guys an in-depth tutorial on how to do it, because oftentimes you'll need to get new Microsoft Visual Studio packs and stuff like that. So we're going to play some Donkey Kong 3, I think the stepbrother of the Donkey Kong series that everyone forgets.
It's like the Mario 2 of the Donkey Kong series.
Yeah, but the difference is Mario 2, everyone played it and remembered it.
Not everyone. I know some people who grew up with the NES that didn't even know Mario 2 existed.
I don't know if I'll do another piracy screen.
And then when they played it, they were like, "What is this? Mario throwing stuff?"
It's like the Mario Kart Arcade GP of Donkey Kong. Yeah, except the difference is everyone would probably like Mario Kart Arcade GP. This is very divisive, and you'll see why. People usually use an emulator to record Virtual Boy footage, so this is Donkey Kong 3 right here.
Oh, I was going to tell you that the SN30 Plus controller is $10 off. So it's like $40 on Amazon. I don't know for how much longer.
I don't need another controller, but I think you do.
Yeah, I do. So I might hop on that pretty soon.
So as you can see with Donkey Kong 3, it's a combo platformer and shooter. You can only jump up but the main goal is to shoot the bugs in the greenhouse. And Mario is nowhere to be found. Instead, it's a guy named Stanley.
Stanley the Bugman. I think this is the reason why people don't remember Donkey Kong 3 that much. It's just like it's more of a shooter than a platformer, and it's not that it's bad. It's just like I feel like it's too different from the other games to actually be considered a sequel. It feels more like a spin-off to me, but you know.
Yeah.
JR Junior Greatman says, "How long are you gonna stream?"
Not sure. Probably a little longer. So the way to defeat Donkey Kong is either shoot him all to the top, or kill all the bugs. I killed all the bugs, but there is a way to just have Donkey Kong defeated. Like you can spray him like this, although it's probably good to get the golden spray. He's throwing coconuts.
It is kind of odd, though, that they replaced Mario with Stanley the Bugman. I mean, I guess Mario was already kind of his own franchise at that point. It was already 83, right? When Mario Brothers came out.
Yeah, exactly. I think this was 83 too. Now, as you can see, I got the golden spray, and Stanley does a little dance. Pretty funny. But with the golden spray, you can shoot through all the bugs. Like, check this out. This is one way to defeat Donkey Kong.
I love the animations in the game.
Animations are good. The music is a lot better in this game.
Mm-hmm. I think the music in all the original Donkey Kongs are iconic.
No, I haven't seen those ads before. And now this one's really hard, so I'm gonna try and just kill all the bugs here, because the queen bee right here... Oh! There you go. Someone hired Demeech for Nintendo. Man, I'd give him so many good ideas. Yes, Stanley should be in Mario Kart.
That would be a really neat throwback. I mean, like a redesigned Stanley, put him back in the Mario cast. That'd be really cool.
I mean, he kind of looks like Mario if he's shaved.
I mean, he kind of looks like some of those Camelot characters in those
a little bit, yeah.
tennis games. Yeah.
Oh. This game is a lot harder than the original Donkey Kong. You're not late, Jordan. We're playing some Donkey Kong 3. Always good to see you here. What's your favorite song in Mario Kart? Man, that's a tough one. Probably Vancouver Velocity. Although I really do love the Mario Kart arcade soundtracks. DX has a great soundtrack. I used to like the jazz thing Mario Kart 8 had going for it, but not so much anymore. Maybe I'm just tired of hearing it, but looking back at it, it doesn't really fit Mario Kart. Like, it's cool and everything, but... Do you remember Nintendo's jazz obsession in the early 2010s?
Yeah. I mean, I had no problem with it, but it was pretty obvious. You know what? My favorite Mario Kart track is the main menu music for Mario Kart Wii. Like the really, like when you're selecting a character, it's like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Love that theme.
Alright, I think we'll be able to...
I'll try to get back into Mario Kart Wii.
So these are the stages in Donkey Kong 3, and it just repeats from here.
Jordan says, I really love the jazzy 3D World music. Oh, 3D World's music, like, I always have kind of mixed opinions about 3D World, but one thing for sure, the music is phenomenal. Like, every single piece is just phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree. I think jazz works for 3D World, but not so much for Mario Kart. Mario Kart's more EDM, I think that would suit it better. Like the arcade games? Like techno?
Yeah, I mean, I still like the jazz for Mario Kart 8. If they do Mario Kart 9, I think they should definitely do something maybe a little bit different.
I mean, as much as I dislike the Origami King, its music was different than Sticker Star and Color Splash with the jazz thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think music is ever an issue with Nintendo games, except for a certain green dinosaur with kazoos. But yeah, I mean, even Kirby music is great, you know?
Leave it to one coconut to ruin my game.
What's up with the kazoos?
I might collab with Odyssey Central. It's just I haven't talked to him about it yet.
T&D, the song from Wii returned in Mario Kart 7. Yeah, but the thing is, Femi, I haven't played Mario Kart 7 since it came out. Just like, I'm sure you guys have seen Demeech's Mario Kart 7 video, but like, there's no reason for me to go back to the game per se, like unless I just wanted to reminisce. But like, even back in the day, it wasn't anything special for me. But it's nice that it returned.
Yeah. Now I'm going to ask you guys, do you want to see more Donkey Kong 3? Go back to the original Donkey Kong, or check out Donkey Kong Jr.?
Donkey Kong Jr. is one of my favorites.
The arcade one's really hard.
Yeah, they're all hard. They're all really hard.
I don't know, Donkey Kong's pretty easy. I mean, it can be hard, but I think I'm just good at it.
Yeah, I think the patterns like can screw you up sometimes, but yeah, it's pretty simple, all things considered.
Okay, Donkey Kong Jr. it is. Everyone wants to see Evil Mario. Look, if I could play Donkey Kong Jr. Math, I would. I think it's on some bootleg Famicom thing I have. So I could do a stream of that, like maybe as a joke or something.
That would be funny. Maybe after Donkey Kong Jr. we could play some Donkey Kong Country?
Maybe.
The original.
Yu-On Kazoo has a better budget than Yoshi's New Island soundtrack? Yeah, I agree. So, I'm gonna ask this question.
Don't even remind me about that game.
I'm gonna ask this question again. Would you like to see the Japanese version, which has all the levels in order, or the English one, which starts off with the jungle stage and then goes to the stage with Mario at the end?
I would prefer the Japanese, just because sounds cooler, and everyone else. It looks like people are agreeing with Japanese.
All right, Toad's getting Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze soon. Dude, definitely do it. That's a great game. Best 2D platformer ever made. What's my favorite Mario Kart game? Man, that's hard to say. Like, my favorite overall, I guess, would be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Because I feel like it has the most, the best racing, and it just is the most fun to play. But Mario Kart Wii I've been having a blast with. And Mario Kart DS is its own beast with the mission mode and everything. I would say Mario Kart 8, though, because of the great battle mode. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 did not have a good battle mode.
I'm still going to be with Mario Kart DS just because of mission mode.
But before we start the whole thing with Donkey Kong Jr., I'm going to check out the fan art Soshi the Yoshi made. Keep Calm and Dada on DeviantArt.
Super Circuit, 7 out of 10.
I'll just look up Soshi the Yoshi DeviantArt. Super Circuit what? 7 out of 10? It's decent. The controls kind of suck, but it's not too bad.
There's better racing games on the GBA.
Yeah, Banjo Pilot's really good. I would also say
Crash Nitro Kart, I was going to say as well.
What's your DeviantArt, Soshi the Yoshi?
Is Diddy Kong Racing a DK game? I heard it wasn't made by Nintendo, and they just added Diddy from it. It was made by Rare back in the late 90s. Technically, it's a spin-off of the Donkey Kong franchise. I do think they added Diddy Kong for marketing purposes, because there are a lot of... I think what Rare was planning to do was to kind of advertise their future games through characters in that kart racing game. So you see a very early Conker there. You see a very early Banjo there. Tip Top was going to start his own game as well. But yeah, it definitely... I'd say it's a DK game to an extent. You know, it's tough, but I will say that Diddy Kong Racing what a great kart racer, man. I hope to see that again, or some form of a DK racer sometime soon.
Yeah, I agree. I just saw your fan art, Soshi the Yoshi. It is awesome. I love it so much. It has Pac-Man, Funky Kong, and Waluigi. You got a really cool style, too.
Snap. I want to see it.
Alright. If there was a way I could show it on stream, I would, but it's going to be in a community post, so I'll just send it to you.
Okay, cool. Too bad the sequel got canned. Oh, for Diddy Kong? Oh, you're talking about Donkey Kong Racing. Yeah, that looked awesome. Whoa, Soshi the Yoshi, that artwork is so cool, man. That is awesome. I love it. Demeech, Waluigi, Pac-Man, Funky Kong. And they're all at Waluigi Pinball. That's awesome, man. Great work.
Hold on, just give me 1 second.
Yep.
I have my sugar glider with me right now, and her nail got stuck on the pouch, so I'm just, like,
Well,
I'm helping
she's
her.
okay, guys.
She's good. It's just sometimes with the felt, her nail gets stuck, so she's good. Good
Yeah.
sugar baby.
Coleman Schaffner says, Demeech, would you rather have a return of Wario Land or a Waluigi game?
Waluigi game for sure.
Toad says Team Sonic Racing versus Crash Team Racing versus Mario Kart versus Diddy Kong Racing versus Cars 3 Driving to Win versus Garfield Kart. I'll tell you right now, Diddy Kong, well, I think CTR would win all of those.
Alright, Jordan said, did you like when Mario Kart Rainbow Road went all techno in Mario Kart 8, or do you prefer the Magical Orchestra Rainbow Road? I didn't really see it as techno in Mario Kart 8, although Mario Kart Mario Kart Arcade Grand Prix 2 and the first one have a great Rainbow Road soundtrack. That's my favorite in the series. So we're going to play some Donkey Kong Jr. now. Thanks for the artwork once again, Soshi the Yoshi. That was awesome.
Nickelodeon Kart Racers.
Don't you have that game?
Kart Racers 2.
Wait, you have the game?
I never really see, I barely see the Donkey Kong Jr. intro because I've always played, the NES version.
Yeah, this version's really hard, and it doesn't sound as nice as the NES one, but that's part of the charm. You're playing the OG. So this one is different than Donkey Kong, but not that different, because it's still a platformer. But this time around, Mario is evil!
This was before he, reformed, took a few lessons and certain things, and he became a good, happy-go-lucky guy.
And he learned not to mess with wild animals ever again.
Well, until Donkey Kong kind of, stole toys of his. But that's not this Donkey Kong. That's his grandson.
What a weird timeline. Then, how old is Mario?
That's the thing, right? Because I would think Cranky would be DK Jr.'s father, and then DK Jr. would be the Donkey Kong we played today. I think that would have made more sense, and we could just kind of say, well, apes age faster than humans, I guess.
Good point. Now, another thing I was going to bring up is these birds lay eggs, but, I mean, when birds go to the bathroom, it also looks like that, so I'm wondering, are they eggs, or are they doo-doo?
Could be both.
Ew! Reminds me of an Angry Video Game Nerd episode.
I'd probably say eggs just because they're easier to draw for this type of game.
Yeah. So this is a really cool cutscene right here, where you have Mario with a helicopter and DK Jr. just using an umbrella to fly. Oh, you had a rough school day? What's wrong? Feel free to talk about it, because a rough school day for me was my entire middle school years. Mostly.
Yeah. That was me in high school, so we've been there, man. Trust me. Let us know.
Been there, doing that.
I still think that's a terrible joke, but okay. Alright, let's see. If you were to erase one game from existence, what would it be?
Paper Mario Sticker Star.
I'd probably say Mario Tennis Aces.
Well,
Sticker Star.
Aces was disappointing, but Sticker Star was hot garbage. At least Aces had some redeeming aspects, even though that was a trashy game too, but oh my gosh. Sticker Star, first of all, Sticker Star wasn't just a terrible game. It had a horrible impact on the entire Paper Mario series, which is why it's stuck in the way it is today. Haha, paper, origami, what's next? Paper Mario the Clay Catastrophe? Or how about this? Paper Mario glue capers, and it's Paper Mario going against the glue villains. That's probably what they're gonna do next.
Don't give them ideas.
No, and they're gonna have Bowser Jr. eating paste.
I'll probably say, man, it's probably Sonic Lost World or Sonic Forces.
Someone said they'd remove those Atari games. Well, they didn't have much of an impact. When we remove a game from existence. No, the Atari games that did were E.T. and Pac-Man. Those games that he mentioned aren't, like, they didn't have that much of an impact. Speaking of Atari, I recently found my uncle's Atari from the 80s, and I'm going to try to set it up. I think it would still work, but that's ancient.
Demeech, is Pauline and Lady from Donkey Kong 1 the same person? Is Jumpman and Mario the same? Yes, they are. They are the same person.
Yep.
Both for both of them.
So this is the final stage where you have a bunch of keys. As you can see, Mario's invested in some heavy-duty security with a bunch of keys. So it's up to us to save Donkey Kong from the evil Mario. Okay, let's see.
Pool says, I'm in 8th grade, which is the last year of middle school before high school. Not that rough, but I got a headache, which made it somewhat harder. Yeah, 8th grade, I think, was my easiest year. I don't know how middle school was for you, and obviously we're in certain circumstances, but when I was in middle school, I was able to go out for lunch. I have some funny stories about that, because we only had like a 15-minute break, technically, to go out and get food. But, yeah, 8th grade was fun for me. It was really laid back. Teachers weren't, like, down my neck or whatever, but, yeah, really fun year for me. I don't know about you, Demeech.
I'll get into that, but Cartfesser's asking if Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga is worth it for the GBA. Yes. It's better on the 3DS, I think, but GBA is definitely good. Any way you can play that game is great. But if you really want to get good with the Mario and Luigi games, why not try out Bowser's Inside Story? That's even better. And also, you know, going into my middle school experience, when I went to middle school, it was like a smaller middle school, and a lot of people knew each other from the schools that were zoned near them that they went to. So there were kind of cliques already, like, established, and then there were a few people who went to different schools who didn't really know anyone, and I was one of them. And it was a little bit rough the first few years. It did get better towards the end of 8th grade, though. It got really good. So, I went from a really hard time in middle school, where I just got really bad grades, there was bullying involved, to just, what I did was, there was a talent show, and the one thing people really liked that I did in middle school was I made these rap songs, usually referring to teachers and stuff, and I think some of them even heard them. Like I said, I didn't care in middle school. Don't take my advice as something you should do, though. So, at the end of the year, I made a song about everything we did in middle school, and it did involve some jokes about the teachers, and most of them loved it. And every student loved it. I got a standing ovation. Everyone was just... One of the jokes was silent lunch, because teachers used to give out silent lunch, and I was always there. So, I said, that's a silent lunch, yeah. And everyone was saying, silent lunch, silent lunch, silent lunch, yeah! It got to the point where they actually got rid of silent lunch because it became a joke at that point, and they replaced it with mandatory mentoring.
That's funny, I had mentorship in high school, but your mic sounds off on my end.
Oh, I don't know why.
I don't know if you could fix that, but...
I think it'll go back to normal soon.
Okay, just because it sounds like you're distant.
Jordan was asking, you think Stanley the Bugman from Donkey Kong will ever return like Pauline? He could. Like, he could be an NPC or something.
He could. I mean, he could own a greenhouse. You know, he could be a peaceful greenhouse guy.
Mario Odyssey showed that Nintendo isn't afraid to do anything with Mario anymore when it comes to the 3D games, unlike Paper Mario. So, it could happen. Speaking of Paper Mario unfortunately got crumbled and thrown in the wastebasket along with other dead Nintendo franchises. See, the thing is, F-Zero's dead, Paper Mario's a zombie. Alright, I played Crash Team Racing through the trials. Fun fact, I never played Crash game. This is my first experience with the series. I hope to try both Crash and Spyro in the future. Yeah, you definitely should. They're great games. Crash Insane Trilogy on the Switch is giving you the best of the 3 games. I think Crash 4 will be coming to the Switch. And then
Crash 4 will most likely be coming this summer if Activision's pattern holds true. But you got the Insane Trilogy there. I still think the original is the best, but that's the most accessible place you can get it right now. And also the Spyro Trilogy. The Spyro games are excellent collectathon games. I would highly recommend both if you're really interested, because really there's a reason I want both of them in Smash.
Uh-oh. Time's running out.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Ketchup says Sonic fans rage over Force's Sonic's design has slightly shorter quills and a different shade of blue. Yeah, because it kind of felt like they were making modern Sonic more akin to classic Sonic's design, which people didn't really like. I didn't really like it either. I didn't make too much of a fuss about it. I just kind of said, yeah, that makes sense. Classic Sega,
Could you imagine if Nintendo did that with Mario? Like, classic Mario would be Jumpman, and then they'd have modern Mario? I'll never understand the Sonic series, yet I guess some things are best not being understood.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole thing that I would have to get into, and I don't think you want me to get into that right now.
Alright. It's cool that they have this kind of computer room here. That's something that was... I mean, this is the 80s we're talking about. This is really cool. And the neon lights? That's what I love about arcade games. For what they are, they're so colorful, they're so cool. I wish we could have Miss Pac-Man on the Switch, because I'd definitely stream that. We'd just have Galaga and Pac-Man.
Well, I think I explained this on another stream, but I think basically Namco can't really do anything with Miss Pac-Man until they buy the full rights of the property back from AT Games.
Crap games, if they're called at games.
Yeah, basically.
Oh man, this is gonna be difficult, but we can do this. Gotta save DK from the evil Mario once again.
Sonic, Bean says Sonic is weird. I mean, there's good games in there. I think he gets blown out of proportion a lot of the time. And I think Sonic's biggest enemies are his fans, because we make him out to be the worst thing in the world when really, the franchise is a mess, but it's really not as bad as people think it is. But yeah, that's just my perspective.
You could say that word. That's fine. Just keep it PG-13. That's all.
Rated PG-13.
Okay, that was my fault. I got distracted, but other than that, I did pretty good. So...
Sonic fans are like Star Wars fans. No. Star Wars fans are way worse.
Actually got a pretty high score this time.
Yeah. Nice work.
I'm honestly surprised I was so good at this game. For this time, I thought it'd be over with in a second or so. Oh, it's connecting? So let's see. Should we play more Donkey Kong Jr.? Play some Donkey Kong Country? What should we do? Because I think we'll play one more Donkey Kong game. This was... You know what? We'll just go back to the original Donkey Kong, play that, and then I think the stream will be about wrapped up. Because this stream has been more fun than a barrel full of monkeys.
Very fun. Let's see. We need a sequel to Pac-Land, says Toshi the Yoshi. Dude, I would love that. But I think if we're going to get a new Pac-Man game, it's going to be music-based, because there was a recent interview, well, not recent, but the creator of Pac-Man, I think he wants to make a game where Pac-Man sings. And he was saying how music games can be quite tense. So I think it's odd, but I would be interested to see it. You know, so I guess we'll see.
Okay, 2 questions I'm gonna answer: Odyssey or Breath of the Wild? Super Mario Odyssey, simply because I'm more of a Mario fan, and that game did so much for the Mario series and is just so good. And it's my favorite game of all time, though Breath of the Wild definitely is really great. So let's see. More questions? Alright, I know a lot of people want country, but it's just... I think we'll do country another stream. Yeah, Taiko is kind of the rhythm game that Namco has going for it. Speaking of Namco, I really want them to make a new Katamari game. Rugs or cheese? Why not both?
Professor asks, TND, do you have the Epic Mickey paint brush bundle for the Wii? I don't know where I have it, but I had a special edition of Epic Mickey that came with like a really cool special toy of Mickey Mouse that came with it. I don't know where it is, but the action figure was just so cool. Like it was one of my favorite things I got for Christmas, but I don't know where I stored it or where my parents stored it. I would have to look for it, but it was super cool. I don't know if that's the one that you're talking about, but
alright,
yeah.
I'm gonna answer 2 questions, then we'll get into Donkey Kong. If you were to forget a game completely existed to completely re-experience it, what would it be? Super Mario Odyssey. I would probably say that.
Yoshi-Poo asks, classic Sonic should have stayed in Generations, or else they'd retcon his appearance, which they did. I think the problem is that original classic Sonic is way different aesthetically from modern Sonic, and like that divide never ended. So I get why they're splitting both versions of Sonic the way they are. I just think classic Sonic coming from another dimension is stupid. I think if they wanted to have classic Sonic come from the past, they could just easily explain that. I don't think we need all the dimension BS, but that's just me. I think people blow it out of proportions. I think we should just kind of accept there's a classic and modern Sonic. You know, they're both different. We could all live in harmony. Let's just have good games.
It seems like the blue blur always ends up in the stream, crashing it. But let's see, there was 2 things. Yeah, I really hope we get a Mario Slugger sequel. That'd be great. Reese is here. Good to see you, Reese. The stream's about to wrap up. We're going to play another round of Donkey Kong. And I will work on the audio for the collab. I have the script done. So I'm going to work on it right away after the stream. And you should get it tonight. So let's play some more Donkey Kong. As for the footage, I already have it for the video. The footage from Mario Kart 64 and Super Circuit? Easy.
See ya, Coleman. Ketchup. Kill Classic Sonic. Stop treating the different designs like different characters. Classic Sonic was designed to work in 2D. Well, you basically kind of said why Classic Sonic works in 2D. Again, it's not even just different designs. It's just different locations as well. Like, it doesn't... I don't know. I think it's... Personally, I think it's better if they stay separate. But I do think that the explanation of the dimensional thing is just kind of BS. We just kind of have to roll with it. Let's be honest. We're getting a Sonic encyclopedia later this summer, so maybe that'll answer some questions that we have about the lore.
I'm so glad I'm not in a Sonic like that.
It's a lot, but I managed to pull through.
See ya, ACH?
It's not surprising how Mario and Sonic fell from grace when Nintendo stopped co-developing and left Sega to handle it themselves. The thing with Sega is that they're pretty consistent with all things except for Sonic.
I mean, to be fair, Sega still makes good games. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 is amazing, but yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're consistent with everything except for Sonic for some reason. Like, their main mascot, my favorite video game character, they can't like get consistently right. I don't know what the problem is, but
consistency and Sonic don't go together. If this is another Boost game, I'm done with the Blue Hedgehog. I don't know what they're gonna do next. When do you think the next Nintendo Direct's gonna be? What kind of direct does it have to be? Because I could predict they'll do a direct sometime, maybe this month or February. But the catch is that it's a direct about why the Joy-Con has ice cubes in it. They'll literally do a direct about anything except games. But there could be.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I think we're just going to get 3D World Plus information this year. Well, for this month. I don't think we're getting like a true direct till February or March.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So let's see, what are your thoughts on the Next Level Games acquisition? You know, I really would like to be excited about that, but I'm not sure what it means if a company is acquired by Nintendo.
I just think it means they work exclusively for Nintendo.
Well, were they really doing anything before? Because they've worked with...
They were second party, so they were free to do like other things as well. But they work really closely with Nintendo. It's kind of like Game Freak and Nintendo, where they work together like exclusively, but it's not like Game Freak is owned by Nintendo. I don't know. Well, actually, maybe Pokemon was the wrong example to use. It's a little bit more complex than that, but yeah. Jordan Patron says the Direct site was updated, so either it's a General Direct, a Zelda Direct, or Pokemon, given the anniversaries. I'm going to be pessimistic and just say the Pokemon Direct, just because...
That happened last year.
It happened last year, and I also don't care about Pokemon. No offense to people who do, but, like, I'm in a Direct for, like, information for new games this year. Not games that I know I'm not going to play. No offense.
Well, that's how I kind of feel about some of the partner showcases. I mean, some of them announce some cool stuff, but it's pointless, I think. Good idea, wrong timing.
So she says, I really don't know why Bandai Namco hasn't bought Miss Pac-Man from AT Games at this point. Well, it might be a little bit more complex than that, right? Like, maybe they're asking for a lot of money. The thing is that they still co-own the rights of Miss Pac-Man. It's just that whenever they re-release it, they have to pay royalties to AT Games. And they don't want to pay royalties. So, right now, it's more cost-effective for them just not to include Miss Pac-Man in compilations.
Also, the thing with the Pokemon Direct is I'll play devil's advocate and say it's not a Pokemon Direct because they changed it to Pokemon Presents.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's when we found out about Pokemon Smile.
I mean, then maybe it isn't a Pokemon Direct. I don't know. I mean, it's been so long without a General Direct that I doubt that's what it is. If anything, maybe it's a Zelda Direct.
It was a year without a Nintendo Direct.
Nice reference.
Pokemon Smile is the best Pokemon game. They've really focused on that mobile stuff. But would you really like a Direct if that's all you get? Like, the Pokemon games nowadays, like Sword and Shield, have been rushed and not very good. But that's just my opinion. And I'm gonna stand by it.
The Zelda anniversary is in February, so a Direct makes sense. Yeah, so maybe either we'll have a Zelda Direct by then, or maybe we'll have a General Direct by then. Who knows?
I really hope we get a General Direct, because it's been far too long. Like, they'll literally do a Direct for a theme park, but not a Direct. We need Mario Kart Smile. Yeah, Pokemon was the worst example of a fix-it-later situation. We've had problems with games like Kirby, Mario Tennis, and even Animal Crossing. But I think Pokemon drew the line, because at least in those games, it doesn't make it okay. At least the updates are free. But Pokemon charged $30 for the DLC, so you're paying $90 for a complete game.
Yeah. That sucks.
Man, this sucks too.
I'm glad I'm not a Pokemon fan. I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Alright, this is my last life, so... I didn't do very well this round because we were talking too much about Pokemon Smile.
Ketchup says, "Did you see the Sonic Project Hero thing? It looks amazing." I saw the original prototype, and I saw like little bits of the new one. It looks really cool. But I do worry that it looks a little too open for my taste. But I think it just goes to show that Sonic can work in 3D if they're given the time to do it, which I'm hoping that's what they're doing this time, because it's been like 4 years, and there's a rumor saying that the next game might be 2022, so that'll be 5 years, which is basically the development time of a Nintendo 3D Mario game. So we'll see. Let's see.
I know it's spelt wrong, but we'll...
Really?
There we go.
Is Super Paper Mario worth it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely an underrated gem. It's getting the love it deserves nowadays, but I really like the game. I played through that blind for the first time this year. Loved every second of the game. They're killing Mario on March 31st. So anyways, I think this is going to wrap up the stream. We'll answer a few more questions. Played a lot of Donkey Kong. We played through the entire arcade trilogy. Did really good for a while. This round wasn't that great, so I didn't want to use Demeech as a name. So Billy Mitchell.
I guess next we'll do the country games.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, all 3 of them are on the Switch now.
Yeah, which is one of the few benefits of Nintendo Switch Online.
Billy doesn't deserve to have his name spelled right. Yeah, I love that you spelled his name wrong in the comment, too. Demeech, too. Billy won. Wait, Billy got 1? I thought he was still at 0. Where'd he get the extra point? Super Paper Mario and Thousand Year Door are some of my favorite games of all time. Yeah, you recently got Thousand Year Door for Christmas, and it seems you really love the game. See, I wish people could play it so they can realize how great those games used to be. When's the next stream?
Yoshi? Yeah.
Not sure yet, although I do think I want to do a Mario Kart Wii online stream using Wiimfi.
Yeah, I think I might actually be involved with that, because he did show me a way how to play online now, so we might be playing Mario Kart Wii online.
What's the point of life? I don't know. You're not... What's the point?
What's the point of life? I'll tell you. It's the small things that people overlook. Enjoy them.
Yeah, enjoy them, otherwise you'll have a year like 2020. This year will be good, though, I think. Wonder what the Switch lineup would have been like if the Wii U never flopped? I can guarantee you it wouldn't have as many Wii U ports. Maybe a virtual console? It would have only been good for the Switch. And the Switch wouldn't be rushed hardware-wise, so it wouldn't have the drift issue, so I could see nothing but positives.
Yeah.
If Smash... I'm not sure why Smash doesn't save. You have a bootleg copy or something?
Or he has a cursed copy.
Anti-piracy screen?
Issues. Yeah. Also, my nephew liked Sonic Mania. He didn't get past Green Hill Zone Act 1. Oh, that's great, man. Sonic Mania is really great. I remember I showed my brother's first game, my little brother, was Sonic Mania. Well, his first Sonic game was Sonic Mania, and he didn't get through Green Hill on his first try, but like any game, the more you practice, the more you get good at it, and eventually, he beat Green Hill. So, yeah, trust the fate.
Life is only for French-Canadian cartoons. You got that right. Let's watch some Teletoon next stream.
Is Super Mario World up there with Odyssey? I just love the game so much. I think World... I'm of the opinion that World is good, but I think it's a little overhyped.
I think 64 would definitely benefit from a remake the most, but I do think Thousand Year Door had a better story, more interesting characters. Super Mario Odyssey versus Super Mario World? Super Mario Odyssey, it's just... I like Super Mario 3D, or I like Mario World a lot, but I'd say Odyssey is better. Just because I prefer 3D games. Like, I used to prefer 2D, but now that I've played games for quite some time, I like 3D more.
Okay, let's answer a few more questions, and then we'll be out. I have been hearing rumors about a Paper Mario 64 remake, Reese says. I've heard that too, actually. I've heard rumors from that about the guy I was telling you about, Demeech, Marco Mero, on Twitter. He was predicting a Paper Mario remake for, I think, 2022 or beyond. Take it with a grain of salt, of course, everybody, but that would be nice.
Look, when it comes to Nintendo nowadays, all I'm going to predict is Mario Kart Smile, a new Pokemon game, and a cease and desist. Who would win a fight? Scott the Woz, Ant Dude, Arlo, or Relax Alex versus Sheez? I don't know who Sheez is, but Arlo for sure. He's my favorite Nintendo YouTuber.
I think Relax Alex would probably win.
Remember when each 2D Mario had their own style and identity up until Wii? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they're going to come out with a new 2D Mario until maybe the next generation. It just... I don't know. It doesn't seem like they care right now.
Yeah, they're good YouTubers.
Why did Little Bill get canceled on a bad year, a bad month, and a bad date? I don't know.
That has to be one of the weirdest questions I've ever seen. What date was it? What year was it? Was it canceled on March 11th, 2020? Because that's the worst day I could think of.
Oh boy. Hot take. I honestly don't care about Relax Alex. Yeah, I could see that. I mean,
Alright.
I don't really like his new content nowadays, but I used to like his old content a lot.
Let me see when Little Bill was canceled. When was Little Bill canceled? February 6, 2004? I mean, I don't understand.
Because screw Bill Cosby. Yeah. Oh boy. We don't need to get into that, but I guess it was 2004, right?
No, it said the last episode was February 6, 2004. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm trying to understand it,
I
but
don't get it either.
it wasn't a bad
I
day.
love Relax.
It wasn't a bad year, and it wasn't a bad month. Anytime in 2020 after January and February, I'd say it's pretty bad, and 2020 wasn't a good year to begin with. But it's over.
She says, I love Relax Alex's editing, though. Yeah, he's phenomenal with his editing.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I saw Nintendo remove Netflix from Wii U and 3DS. I mean, it's bad. Maybe it'll be on Switch, but I'm not sure. I feel like I've seen Little Bill. So, Little Bill was a show on Nick Jr. following the adventures of a kid named Bill with his family and him at school. I mean, it was a really good show. I used to enjoy watching it when I was younger. A lot better than Caillou, where he was constantly screaming and throwing temper tantrums and being mean to Rosie. Yeah, no, Little Bill was a good show. Nick Jr. had a lot of good shows. Blue's Clues was my favorite. The Little Bill cursing me. Alright, I gotta answer this question. Anyone else remember Wonder Pets? I remember it, but T&D certainly does because he was on it.
Oh boy.
We need to
everyone remembers the story because I'm not going to repeat it again.
We're gonna start introducing T&D as the guy who was on Wonder Pets. Hey everyone, Demeech here, as featured by T&D, who was also on Wonder Pets. I remember Wow Wow Wubsy. Little Bill versus Caillou death battle. No, Caillou would throw a temper tantrum before the fight even starts. Caillou is our fault on the behalf of Canada. I am very sorry. Devin, it's okay. Because Canada at least has ketchup Lays, Kraft Dinner, poutine, and Tim Hortons. I want to go to Canada so badly again. I loved every second of it. I went 10 years ago. I would love to go back.
Fantastic when I went to Montreal. What, for real, TND? Yeah, I wasn't actually on Wonder Pets, but I went to the recording studio where they recorded the actresses' lines for Lenny, Tuck, and Min Min, and where they had the actual animation stuff. I guess I'll do that. I'll talk about that another day, I guess, because I think I talked about it one stream already, and I also talked about my bombed audition with Corn Pops, if any of you remember.
Tyler Guy's a fan of DC and Marvel, mainly Marvel, but I was going to answer a few more questions. We could talk about this later, but I'm just going to talk about Canada a little bit more. So, Reese says he's been to Canada 3 times. You got family there or something? Because I've been to Greece a few times because I have family there. No family in Canada, but, you know, if it wasn't for the weather, I would definitely move there. It just is a lot more relaxed. People seem to generally be nicer. When I was in Canada, there was nothing but nice people. The variety in food and stuff is really good. When I was in Canada, I went to the Eaton Center and the food court had everything you could ever imagine. Even the McDonald's has a little maple leaf on the logo. And
T&D, what did you play as on the Wonder Pets? Again, I didn't play as anybody, but I did like a short little thing where me and another group of kids played as owls, and all we said was "Whoo, whoo, whoo."
yeah, that was funny.
I don't know if that's been used, but yeah.
I think it was used, probably. We'll look into it. What's my favorite SpongeBob episode? Chocolate with Nuts, by far. I feel like it has everything a good episode of SpongeBob needs. It's hysterical. It's full of memes. Yeah, that's my favorite episode.
Wet Painters is my favorite.
What's a crusty concessioners? Never heard of it. Ontario is Diet America? Now, Ontario... I don't know. It was very similar to America in a few ways, but... it's just like... I loved it.
I'd say Toronto as well.
You're also getting a lot of the UK. A lot of influence from the UK. They have all the British chocolate, too. Chocolate! I've been Sicily. It was hot AF, and so were the women. Let's see. Is he talking about Canada?
Colorado is Diet Canada. That's funny.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Canadian women are pretty hot.
What was that?
Jordan was saying it was hot AF, and so are the women. Yeah, Canadian women are pretty hot. That's the only thing hot in Canada, because it's so cold there. Have you seen this snail? That was a weird episode. No, I think the main difference between Canada and America that I noticed, we're talking about the United States of America, we're not talking about the whole continent, is just, I noticed the people were a lot nicer. I mean, that's not saying people are mean here, it's just, it seems that they had, like, more resources towards education and stuff like that. The Canadian system seems to be, I would say, more stable, because regardless of what side you're on, this year or last year was definitely crazy. Oh, you went into Greece? Wow. Yeah, Greek women are really hot. It's just when I was over there, I should have gone to some of the nightclubs and stuff, but if I go this year, because they're doing the bicentennial of Greece as we know it today, I would go there. Honestly, even though I've been to Greece and know a lot about the islands, Sicily, I've never heard of that one. Let me check it out.
Let's see. I've been to Nick Hotel in Florida before, and I used to take a picture with Jimmy Neutron, Squidward, and Little Bill all the time, and I loved it.
Oh, I can tell you that
a long time ago.
Sicily is, I think it's somewhat Italian, somewhat Greek, because they have a few places like that, which it's disputed between Turkey, maybe Cyprus. Yeah, Greece and Turkey have a lot of problems, and Turkey likes to claim a lot of the land as their own, even though there's Greek writing everywhere. But that's what I noticed when I was over there in Kusadasi.
Krusty Krab, pizza is the pizza, yeah, and you win.
Me. Alright, Soshi the Yoshi, great joining the stream. I think we'll end this stream right after I answer the question about the Nick Hotel. Yeah, I used to love going to the Nick Hotel. I've been quite a few times. So much fun there. I actually participated in, I think it was called Double Dare, and I got slimed for real. It wasn't the slime by the pool. They used the actual Nickelodeon slime. Yeah, I saw the picture you sent of the middle finger in 2020. Everyone, Demeech is actually Valsky Bum.
Don't even remind me of that.
Uh-oh. They know I'm Valsky Bum. Hey guys, Valsky Bum here.
I thought Valsky Bum was in the chat. I was gonna say.
That'd be fun. Alright.
Alright. I think that's about it.
I'm not Valsky Bum. I'm Demeech. And anyways, guys, I'm Demeech.
And I'm Ty the Guy from T&D Productions.
And have a great new year. This year's gonna be awesome, guys. Let's make it happen. And as always,
see you guys next time.
Keep calm and da-da on.
See you guys.